was the last time you saw your Game 7 shot?
It's been a while.
Is it something that is that a moment for as great as it was that you've moved on from? It's not something that you dwell on anymore? Is it something that you go back to as you think about what's coming?
I mean, it's a great part of history. It's a great part of basketball history, a great part of, our organizational history. Me as a player, then as well as a moment that I share with my teammates. But the way we capitalized Game 7, that was awesome. And now here we are in a fresh final, so looking forward to that.
How do you expect this series to be similar or different than last year?
Well, we understand the team that we're playing against added a tremendous piece as well as other pieces, but, they garner a lot of attention for a lot of great reasons. I mean, they play such up-tempo basketball. They have, great players, and they play well as a team. They have a driving force in Draymond Green, as well as great scorers and other guys that complement them really well. So for us, we're just trying to use every day to utilize it to prepare as best we can for a great team and a great series.
Has winning the championship last year changed your approach as a player? Was there a burden that was lifted off everybody's shoulders, and you're able to enjoy this a little more? What's changed this year versus last year?
Winning it was an incredible feat for us, but we understand that's not where we want the story book to kind of end, especially for this team. We understand that moment to moment matters for us, and nothing is guaranteed, especially in the playoffs, and even to make it this far is an accomplishment for us, but we understand we're not satisfied with it. Coming into these finals, definitely could use some film from last year, the way we played them, but, Game 1 will be a telltale sign of how the series will go, and we're excited for that. But these days in between getting ready for the series, it's naturally to go look at last year's film and other things that, that worked last year that could possibly work this year. So you just take what you can, and then just be prepared for the unexpected. And, just stay dialed in as much as you can. But I think that our feeling going is probably a little bit different. The cloud wavering over our head, a lot of things that we want to accomplish personally and then as a team. And it all just went away once we won a championship. So coming into this finals, we're a lot more focused, and also, we're just dialed in. We're settled in. So.
During the trophy presentation in Boston last week, when Ernie Johnson mentioned Golden State, you seem to be kind of feeling something in that moment, nodding your head, showing a lot of emotion, and that clip kind of went viral. Do you recall that moment exactly what you were thinking about?
Yeah, my adrenaline was still going from after the game, and we also understand that this is just as an exciting matchup for everyone else as it is for us, and you got to take it as that. You got to relish in the competition and the players that we're going against. I mean, this is what everyone wants to see, and this is what we all want to be a part of. So I've been waiting. We had the regular season, we had the playoffs, been tested, both teams, and now we just meet, at the top of the mountain, and it's just a duel for one success or one failure, and I can live with those odds. So we just leave it all out there on the floor.
Did the long regular season ever get boring for you guys leading up to this point?
I don't think it ever got boring. There were definitely some things to take away from the regular season. We can't take for granted of how healthy guys can be throughout the regular season. We had pieces missing and things that we had to kind of make up for, different guys coming in, new guys that, some have stuck and some, guys have stayed, but we've put together a great team by David Griffin, as well as us coming together in terms of the psychological standpoint of being on a great team. That takes a while, man. So when you bring in some great pieces that are willing to be as selfless as the guys we have on this team, it makes coming to work every single day and then competing for a championship that much more fun.
Griff said that you guys have been thinking about this matchup with Golden State for a little while. How long have you been thinking about this?
I feel like that was probably responded because of what Joe Lacob said. I think that was like a GM matchup, but in terms of where it is, where we all feel, I mean, there's definitely a sense of intensity that you can feel. It's in the air. Just by the way things went, it's natural. So we all accept it. I especially accept it, and I can't wait for the challenge.
you feel like?
One of the 2015 finals. What's game one of the 2015 finals meant to your career? Are you able to maybe see a silver lining since then? Obviously, in the moment, it was devastating to you and your team.
I was as ready as I could be for game one of the 2015 finals. You know, I did everything possible to put myself in a position to feel at least as close to 80% or, you know, as close to 90% as I could going into that game, knowing the possibility that I could, you know, further injure my knee. And I was living with those odds. It was a decision I wouldn't take back at all because, you know, what we learned from that and how we grew and how we responded, it really told the growth of not only our team but us as individuals. So, you know, I never take that for granted. And, you know, it's always in the back of my mind. Occasionally you'll stumble upon, you know, the highlights of the 2015 finals and the way that went and how intense that game was. And I wasn't even fully in the moment. I was just happy just to be there, you know, just to be on the court with my teammates, you know, coming off the injury I had. So I never take these moments for granted. So.
How valuable is Ty Lue's kind of calming influence for you guys?
It has been, yeah, it's been a learning experience in terms of relationships that he has with everyone. You know, as any coach, as any great coach knows, just how to motivate guys, how to necessarily keep that even kill attitude in order to get the best out of all of us. So, you know, he has his ways as well as all the other coaches, but T. Lue does an especially great job of, despite what's going on in the game, he knows what to expect from us and what our potential is. So when we're not necessarily playing up that potential, I don't know if he's necessarily worried, but he knows that it's going to come from us out there as a team in order to get our spirit to where it needs to be.
How helpful is it for you, sorry, Joe, how helpful is it for you as a player to have your coach be somebody who's seen the game from the same viewpoint that you see it?
It's very exciting. It makes my job as a point guard, as one of the leaders on the team, a lot easier. And, you know, over time, the relationship has just strengthened naturally. So I'm appreciative because I think that he now knows what to expect out of me and I know what to expect out of him. So it makes my job a lot easier.
When you have a matchup like Steph, do you feel like you need to win that matchup for the Cavs to win?
I mean, you know, from an individual standpoint, you know, guarding him, you know, it's just going to be a tough challenge. You know, chasing him around all those dang screens, man. Steph does a great job of just sacrificing himself as well as, you know, getting guys open shots but knocking down some tough shots. So, you know, just got to challenge him on both ends of the floor. Just make it tough for him as much as possible. We understand he's going to make some tough shots, so we just stay dialed in, having awareness to him when he's around the court, and we'll be all right.
Not that you, but games 5 through 7, you got the better of him. Do you think he takes that with him into these finals, looking for you?
Well, at the end of the day, it really just depends. I mean, as much as I would love to say, I would love to just go one-on-one with Steph the whole entire time. Just, you know, but it's really just about winning, man. That's all that matters is, you know, you take the challenge defensively against your man, and you're in the right spots defensively, and you're pushing the pace offensively. I feel like I'll put up my team in a great chance to win. And when you have special players like the guys that we have, you got to utilize all of them, and that's the beautiful thing about being in a team sport.
Ty said recently that you've improved tremendously since he came. Is there one area of your game that you think you're maybe most proud of, or where you made the most strides?
I just think the demand of just being a leader every single day. You know, as a young player, you want to come in. Some days are going to be a little bit gloomy. Some days are going to be really exciting. But as one of the leaders of the team, you just have to stay the course, no matter how it looks, no matter you know, how dim it's looking or how great it's looking. You just got to stay even kill. So, you know, I've definitely garnered that from a lot of the players that I've seen in the past and a lot of guys that I've been around now.
You mentioned excitement before. There was over 30 million viewers for Game 7 last year. You know, if that carries over, you guys have a chance to play the most watched finals and probably since Jordan was playing. Does that add to everything that goes into for you guys as players, recognizing the way the public has responded to this matchup?
Yeah, it's just the greatness in the sport. When you have, I think this is since 1983, 7 All-Stars playing on one court at one time. I mean, you know it's destined to be some great basketball, and it's worth it to watch. It's great for our league. It's great for the culture. And it's great for the game ultimately. See all great players going at it on one court. You know, we're just appreciative of all the fans that we have of the game of basketball in the NBA. You know, you just never take that for granted as well because, I mean, they're tuning in just to watch us put a basketball in a hoop, as simple as that sounds, and see some cool moves and some cool plays as well as some great things that might go unseen that make the game great as well that you guys see as well. So, you know, it's good.
Kyrie, having played for Mike Brown, what are your thoughts on him possibly being the Warriors' acting head coach, and what kind of impact do you think he can have? Obviously, Steve Kerr will still be involved behind the scenes.
I can't wait.